Hello plant community, thanks for tuning into this channel. My name is Pam, and today you guys I'm just going to take you around some parts in the sunroom and show you guys some plant updates, anything that I may feel that I have to touch on that I may have not brought to your attention. So let me just get into it real quick. Hopefully it'll be a fun and quick video, but I'm going to start it off with this Peperomia. I'm sorry, this Begonia, what's this, maculata. I believe I showed you guys me actually propagating the piece that broke off the mother plant, and I had put it in perlite. And I'm just showing you guys, I kind of like took it out of the perlite because the perlite was starting to, I don't know, look green and dirty, and then the roots started really entangling in the perlite. And considering I kind of like, let me see, made this hole up at the top, I was getting a little nervous that I would wind up having to kind of like cut it all off and start it over. So I was able to free the perlite, and I decided to have it growing in the water. And as you can see, there is a lot of roots in here. Some leaves have dropped off from what you can see, but I do have like this small one that is the newest leaf. This one is trying to more or less crisp and die off, I believe, at some point, and it will fall off, and that's okay. And then I have this new growing point right here. But like I said, this is just a propagation. The mother plant down here on the floor behind me is doing well, so I just wanted to give you guys an update on that. Okay, so another update that I wanted to give you guys is actually this baby behind me right here. So, okay, you guys, so it's this emerald red philodendron, you guys. This thing is taller than me, and this leaf is really grown tremendously. I'm gonna bring you guys in a little closer so you can actually see what's going on with the plant. Okay, look at this beauty right here, you guys. And this is the top leaf, and I'm pretty tall, and it's well above my head. And this is the top leaf, and this is right here is the latest leaf, and it's still growing, you guys. And I think right here, see how thick the stalk is? I may do some air layering right here just so I can cut it. I might do it down here as well, I'm not sure. And then that way I can put it back in the pot. But I want to show you guys something else that I think is interesting down here at the bottom. For some reason or another, I don't even know how this happened, because I thought I only brought this plant with just one stem, but multiple stems is coming out. And look how shiny the leaves are. Like, this is a new leaf because it's not even hardened off yet. Neither is this one right here. And then you see the new growth, but it's like, look guys, it's like so many different shoots. So when this starts really growing, it's gonna fill this up really nicely. So I do want to, like I said, air layer this one. And once roots start going, and I don't think it's gonna be hard because they're begging to grow out, I'm gonna pot it down here on the other side to kind of like fill this side up right there. And I think that's gonna look nice. Another update, you guys, is really this beautiful, what is this, my Hoya carrier. You guys, look, I'm just so glad that it is growing so vigorously. Let me see if I can pull it up. See how nice it is? And for the longest time, it just had this stick, you know, and now it's starting to finally just branch off and grow. And right there, I don't know if it's going to focus or not. There it is. It was a peduncle trying to form right there, but I believe it fell off. And then there was another one right there. But I love this plant so much, you guys. And I'm not going to have this one. I'm not going to have this one on a trellis hoop. I'm just going to try to see if it'll grow tall and just go from there. Now another update I wanted to show you guys is right here. Kind of hard to pick it up. and hold this camera. But this is my ring of fire. I decided to finally take it out of the water that I was propagating it in, and I put it on in this very chunky aeroid mix that you guys can see. And I'm going to try my best to train it to go up this moss pole. Not quite sure. We'll see. Like I said, I just did this maybe like a couple of weeks ago, so now it has to get acclimated. But look at that leaf, you guys. So beautiful. I love it. My Monstera, you guys. It is really growing for me. And you got to keep in mind, you guys, when my husband brought me this plant, the majority of the plant leaves were like this. So to see now at this stage that it does have fenestrations on the leaves, I'm just super excited. And even though this plant is not at its maturest form yet, it is still growing nicely. You guys, this leaf right here is actually one of the leaves that just unfurled, and it hasn't even hardened off yet. Along with this one too, as you can see from the different colors, how this is dark green and this is still light green. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And I just noticed, you see back there, you see the new growth point. So this is happily growing. It has not been stopping. I think because I want to say really for the majority of the time, around I guess last spring, the majority of the growing season last year was focusing on that root system, if you remember me showing you guys that. And so now it's developed a nice, healthy, and robust root system, as y'all saw me from the root boundness of it when I repotted it. So I think now maybe this growing season is really going to focus on growing the leaves. So super excited, and I'm hoping that this wood post right here, this stem branch, will help mimic the outside environments for this plant. Another thing I wanted to show you guys right here, I just have, is some propagations for this is my Peperomia obtusifolia. If y'all remember, the thing was so vigorous, I actually divided both of them. And when I divided both of them and put them in like I guess terracotta pot, they started declining. I think they was getting a little bit too much light, I don't even know, and it became a little bit too leggy, and I didn't like the look of it. So I literally just chopped the whole thing up, and I figured I'll just start all over. So I put all the cuttings of what I was able to salvage, or what I guess the portions that I wanted to keep, and I just have it in water for now. What I'm finding, you guys, is that they're very slow to root. So it may actually be in here throughout the entire growing season, because I don't really want to pot it up until I get a very good root system, because even though the leaves are thick and the stems are succulent-like, their root systems are very small and delicate. And speaking of small and delicate, you guys, look at my Marantas down here. If y'all saw my repotting my Calathea Freddie, I believe. I didn't show y'all this, but let me pull this out. It's just, they're just growing so nicely. Let me show you. I mean, look how full this one is. And this is the regular one. And this is the one I showed you guys where I chopped it off. And it was literally just one leaf. No, I'm wrong. About 2 leaves. And look, it just made a tremendous comeback. I'm going to show you the other one too, because I did a good chop. Let me see, sorry. Just going to tilt over. This is the variegated version one. And I did a hard chop with this. Where I actually have propagated some. And I still have some, I think, propagating. And I put some back in here, even though they weren't successful. Some died off. But you guys, I mean, look. This is a leaf that's unfurling. And I really love the subtleness of the variegation that's on these leaves. What do you think? Well, that really gives off some kind of like Thai constellation vibes there. Oh, let me not forget to show y'all this. So this is my, which one is this? This is my Alocasia dragon scale. How can I forget about that with them beautiful backings? But what I've noticed, you guys, is inside the pot is what is interesting. Take a look. I have this little baby leaf right here growing out. And this is another plant that's trying to come out. And I also have, see that, multiple ones coming out. So I'm super excited. And right now I have 2, 4. This is the 7th leaf right here that's trying to unfurl, which is really the most leaves I've ever had so far on my Alocasia. Super stoked, super excited. And this is another one, my black dragon. Okay, I just wanted to show you if I can. Saw this leaf coming out, and look, there's another one trying to come out on the side. So one thing I noticed too is that because I have it in these pots right here, the self-watering pot, which is a game changer, by the way. I need to probably put some mosquito bits on top to kind of maintain the fungus. Oh, and up here, you guys, oh no, look at that. It's my Hoya Crimson Queen, but you see that beautiful pink, gosh. But I'm mainly showing y'all because this is the first time that this is doing multiple blooms for me at one time. Let's see if I can pull it out the light a little bit. You guys, just loving life. I gotta say, from the Hoyas, that pink is stunningly beautiful. The main Hoyas that have been really blooming for me have been my Princess and Queen. I'm gonna show y'all something else that may not look so pretty. I don't know, you guys. I'm about at my wit's end with this plant. This is my Peperomia prostrata. It's like growing, but as you can see, it's scraggly looking and it's so chlorotic. The leaves are dying. I just don't know. At first I was thinking it had too much light. And I had it actually in my bedroom and it never got darker. So, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed in this plant. I don't know. If y'all got any care tips for this one, please share. I never took it out of its original nursery pot either. Let me put it back. I want to show y'all something else that I brought, and I've had it in my home for at least 3 weeks now, and this is my asparagus fern. I finally broke down and got one, you guys. And I got it, I think, from Lowe's in this pot, and it is beautiful and it's been growing for me. I just been learning that I really need to make sure this baby do not dry out. So now I have some other updates. Oh wait, I think one last update that I want to show y'all as far as me doing all this moving around. But y'all seen my pink princess, and when I showed you what I was going to do. So I did go ahead and add the extra moss pole, and I freed the root system that I showed you guys. And look, as we speak, there's another leaf that's trying to grow. And like I said, I'm super excited. Cannot wait for this thing. I'm just going to let it keep growing as much as it can. And I also switched out my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. I put like a little thinner stake because I think it looks better with this green stake. It kind of blends in with the leaves. You can't even really see it. And you know, I have it kind of like tall, one of them 6-foot stakes, I believe, or 5 feet stakes, and I'm just gonna let her just grow. And she is a pretty fast grower. And look at all of this right here at the bottom. I just can't wait. So excited about that because I really want this little pole, even though it's thin, to fill out, and you really can't see it. And this will grow out, as you can see that shiny leaves right there indicating new growth. Super excited. And this is the mother plant of my Begonia maculata, just changing. I mean, just chilling, really. I have a fan right there, so that's what you're seeing. It's looking pretty good. I've been debating whether or not if I should chop it because it has gotten kind of leggy down at the bottom. See that? But if you stand back, because the way the leaves are drooping, I don't even really think you notice that much of the legginess. So right now, looking at it, I'm aesthetically pleased. Not sure if I should do anything with it or not. And another thing, you know, my Peperomia hope, this beautiful plant that always gives me hope that I can keep all my plants alive. It's growing really long. Y'all let me know what y'all think I should do, because it's gonna be pretty close to the floor after a while, or on the floor. And I was thinking if I should drape it, maybe drape it somewhere along in the room, if I should cut it. But as you can see right here, and how I just have it already kind of like, sorry about the backlight, already have it hooped. I already have it hooped around here. I don't know if I should do it again. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I'm loving it. It's still pretty full. And dang, I think I've had it for like 2.5 years. It's giving me all this growth. I don't know, let me know. And over here, my Calathea orbifolia leaves. Look at that latest leaf, it's gorgeous. I mean, I do have the traditional crispiness of the leaves. Not all my leaves, but some. And this is another one that's opened up. I don't mind because I know it's part of the prayer plant thing and it's okay. It's just really big, and I put it in a self-watering pot, which I'm glad because it's kind of like, I don't know, tiresome sometimes trying to water this plant. And I think that's the updates I want to show y'all moving around. So let's sit down and have a little bit of chit and chat. Okay guys, so now we're back in my original position, and I wanted to actually show you guys some things that I did inside. Just bringing it out here to show you guys because right now currently my husband is watching a movie and I kind of don't want to disturb what he has going on. Part of loving plants but living with others. If any of y'all can relate, please comment below. But anyway, nonetheless, first thing I wanted to show you is, before I show you this, you guys, I literally had chopped up my pearl and jade pothos. I chopped a piece off because I wanted to give it to a friend of mine's mother. And when I chopped it, there was like these internodes where leaves have fell off. And so I kind of like just took the sticks, nothing but wet sticks, and put it in sphagnum moss just to see if anything would grow from it. And it worked out in my favor that they did. And I just potted this little thing up. So this is just a small pot of the baby, pearl and jade, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? It grew in the prop box, and I just potted it up. I say the other day, because the root system was very good. I wanted to put it in a small plastic pot, and even though the mix is airy, I still have to be mindful to keep it as moist as possible because it is in a small pot. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But I wanted to just share that. Isn't that cute? Just cute. So, and I have this sitting in one of the pots that's magnetized to the side of my refrigerator. So it's getting that nice light. And I'll see if it loves it there. I believe that it will. And hopefully it'll continuously keep growing for me. Excited. another thing, I wanted to kind of like show you guys up close, but it is hard for me to be able to open up a container, hold the camera, and you know, yada yada yada. But I wanted to show you, see if I can share this with you. So I have my Begonia Hoya, I believe the black one. I don't know if you can even see it. It's in perlite, as you can see, very small specimen, because the majority of it was like a wet stick. The majority of it was a wet stick and only had maybe like 3 leaves. I'm gonna see if I can free one just so I can show you. And the good thing that I do like about Hoyas, for me, I notice is when I do it in sphagnum moss, as well as my success rate for Hoyas is high when I put it in sphagnum moss or perlite. It's been my experience. For some reason, if I do water, I have to be careful that the stem is not, for some reason, getting, I guess, too wet. But I want to show y'all this really quick. You see the perlite that's hanging right there? It's pretty much the roots. So it's grown pretty good amount of roots. It's just not as long as I want it to be to feel comfortable, because I have this growing in like a 2-inch plant, and I'm trying to fill it out and make it a little bit more bigger and lush. And so when I saw that it had all this internode and then the leaves, I waited until the bloom fell off, and I decided that would be a good opportunity to cut it off. And I'm glad I did, because this only budded up, I think, like literally in 2 weeks, you guys. And then I have this, you see that right there? That's another root that's right there. So I don't know how if I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna let this grow out a little bit longer, and then I'll just take this and put this in the soil, and that way I'll have this hanging out. So yeah, that's just one of them. And then there's actually 2 in here, but this is the only one that had leaves. The other ones is just a stick. And I'm just gonna really, you guys, let that root. And if it roots up well, then I'll just, I guess, put it back into the pot of the mother plant, and then we'll just see what happens after that. Before I start showing y'all the other things, you know, I put propagations back here, and so this right here is the one of my what is this, the Philodendron and Hoya. And then I did do a lot of cut-ups of the my Florida green right here, because right now I think I have like 3 plants or three leaves left on my mother plant, and I wanted to make it a little bit fuller. So it was growing long, but you know, I think the inner nodes were not close, and so I didn't really like the look of it, so that's why I just chopped to prop that. And then I put my other little peperomias, the ones that I couldn't fit in what I showed you here. But I know these are extremely slow to root, or at least it's been in my opinion, so I know it's going to take some time with that. Now, another propagation that I wanted to share. So in my room, you guys, I had like, I think my Philodendron Burrow Marks Fantasy. I don't know if y'all remember that in one of my previous houseplant tours, but that thing was getting like not growing for me at all. It was really getting downright, to be honest, it was getting ugly for me, and I don't know why. It just was not, it wasn't growing in my care, and to be honest with you, and I lost all of the old leaves, and I only had 1 leaf, and so I decided to go ahead and do 1 leaf and save the 1 leaf, and then try to go ahead and propagate the sticks. And I have it in sphagnum moss. I also have my Hoya numerarioides, because it was declining. It was a very small specimen. I didn't know what was going on, why it was declining, and when I looked in the soil, of course I wasn't too surprised, because it was declining. It did not have a root system, so I'm trying to save that as well. And matter of fact, you guys, I'm actually going to show y'all a close-up so you can actually see what the heck it looks like. Kind of hard for me to show y'all from this angle without it falling out. So give me 1 second and I'll show you real quick. Okay, you guys, so right here is a better look of what's going on here. As you can see, I have the one leaf for the burrow marks, and I think it's trying to root. I'm not pulling them out because I did put rooting hormone on there, but the wet sticks, what I am noticing is some growth points coming out right there. There's a growth point here, and I don't even know, you guys, you see the root system over here that's growing out, but I don't even know. It's a little leaf, I don't even know what it is. So yes, trying to grow, as well as my numerarioides. I'm not going to pull it out, but you can see where some roots are growing. So I'm not going to really pot this back up until I see some form of some healthy roots, really and truly. So yeah. So I have a couple of other ones that I want to show y'all. And you know, full disclosure, you guys, I'm showing good, bad, ugly, and not so good. But anyway, let's get to it. Y'all might not be too surprised about this one. And that's my variegated, this is what's left, you guys, sad to say but true, of my variegated cast iron. Yeah. No variegation whatsoever. And what I did do, because one of y'all did make a mention when I had repotted this, and I thought the same thing too, but I just reacted a little bit too slowly, that the root system, you guys, when I potted it in a smaller pot, did seem a little bit too dry. So part of it is an error, I guess, on my part. Still learning this plant, you guys. I don't know. You know, I'm thinking cast iron plants supposed to be the easiest care plants and yada yada yada. Low light, hardly no light, this, that, and the third. And I don't know where I went wrong, but I went back to the basics with it, you guys. I completely took it out of the soil all the way, and I have it in this pot, but it's in water. And let me share with you now. The root system is very vigorous, I guess. It's a good root system so far. Nice, healthy roots. But with all the ups and downs, and I'm seeing grow buds, multiple grow buds going on. But honestly, you guys, with all the ups and downs I've been having with this plant, I'm trying my very best to salvage what I have. I'm just going to leave it in this water until I start seeing something grow from these growing eyes. And maybe that will give me hope to go ahead and put it in an airy soil mix. And I have it sitting in my, directly underneath my sand seed light, so it can maintain and keep getting that bright light. So we'll just wait and see what goes on with that. This one right here, I want to show you something that I'm doing with one of my Monsteras. Okay, so this is my beautiful Monstera subpinnata that I need to probably get a Velcro strip and just hold it right here. Now, it's real leggy, and it has just this one beautiful leaf right here, which is a separate stem altogether. But if you can see, it's extremely leggy along here. And I've only had probably maybe like one leaf that was really right here that turned yellow and fell off. But it has been growing, but just at the top. So I don't really like, it's a beautiful plant, like I said. Look at this plant, you guys. It really gives you, look at that, tropical vibes. And I love plants that really give you the tropical feel, that vacation, that mental mind break, rest, as I say, or should I say, that we all need from time to time. So I decided to do a little air layering, and what I did was I put some moist, I'm not going to take it out because I want to keep it encased, but I actually put some sphagnum moss in a plastic cup that's moist, and I wrapped it around the aerial root, and I kind of taped it. And I want to more or less kind of like really cut it from here and take this part and put it down the bottom to kind of like cover up this scraggly part. And so I've only had this sphagnum moss on here for probably like 2 weeks or so. And I don't know. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to give it at least a month or two or maybe 6 weeks before I actually take a look and see what's going on, because I really want the root system to be really robust, really strong, really long too, so that I can feel comfortable enough to actually put it back in this pot and that it will be successful. And this is one of the plants that I have growing where it's getting light, natural light from my window as well as my CNC light. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to pull that off, which I don't think will be a problem. At least I hope not. Now I'm about to show you guys something else. Sorry, every time I try to take a plant from, like I said, I'm stumbling all over my words. I don't know why. Maybe because it is a Sunday, you guys, and I've been doing a whole bunch of running around this weekend and taking care of house things and business things, and I don't know, got a lot on my plate, so forgive me if I am stumbling here and there. You know, we've all been there, right? Right. So anyway, every time I bring a plant from inside my house out here, it winds up suffering some kind of attack or something. I try to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. So I'll be extremely careful when I put them back down and things like that. But anyway, so you guys, you may have seen that where I did like a propagation of my silver sword philodendron, where I had multiple propagations. I believe I gave one to a friend, and I decided to keep one, and I had it growing in leca, and then I changed it from leca and put it in soil. And what happened when I actually did do like a little transition where some of the leaves turned yellow, and then some of the leaves that it was producing, it was not giving me elongated leaves like my other leaves. And so I don't know, I was kind of like not liking the look of that. And then my mother plant inside my home only had kind of like 2 leaves and long internodes, and then it was giving me long leaves, and I didn't like the look of that. So I just decided to go ahead and take the plants that I had and I potted them up together. And let me show you. It's kind of hard a little bit, but this is my silver sword philodendron, and I kind of potted it up a little bit, and right here, sorry if I can hold it up, where you see these long stems right here is kind of like where the chop off began, because it was extremely long internodes, you guys, where it really was looking kind of silly to me, like almost like this side right here. You see how is all this space right here? I should probably chop this off as well. I'm thinking I will, just to kind of start it over, but I'll think about it. And what I did was, there was multiple leaves growing from there, and so I kind of just have this in water, and so I'm trying to propagate it. And I took a chance, you guys, because look, but it was just looking so bad. I didn't like the way it was looking. I said, I gotta take a chance. I figure maybe it won't go south, considering this leaf has not completely come out, emerged. So I know that I kind of interrupted the system as far as what it was going to do with this leaf, and so that it may leave this growth alone and focus on the growing a root system. But that was just something that I was willing to take, because I already have kind of like 3 leaves on here, very beautiful leaves, nice sized leaves. So I kind of just wanted to grow some vigorous roots right here, and I may just go ahead and just put it in this one pot instead of having multiple ones of this plant. Or if I see that the plant that I just showed you guys, if it starts declining in some kind of way, this may be my insurance plant where I can kind of like start over. And I believe maybe I can, because see all that in the back, how I can really get some good roots going right there, and I can put that up a moss pole easily. So I'm on the fence. I have to see what kind of root system I got to work with to finally make my decision. Now, speaking of water propagations, this right here, you guys, is what I have sitting on my window ledge in my kitchen. This is a combination of the Aglanema burmese, I believe, and my Peperomia black margin, and my raindrop peperomia. Raindrop and the black margin both was becoming leggy. I don't know if I was overwatering. I don't really think I was doing anything wrong, but for some reason the leaves was just, I was losing the lower leaves. And so then I had like this long stalk of stem, and then once again, I just didn't like the look. So I said, what's best to do than just to chop it up and just chop it and start it over. So I'm gonna show you something. And you guys, I've had this in water for months now, and as you can see that root system? That's why I said peperomias, for some reason, at least these, they are slow to root. And I literally had them, and it's a fine root system, but because the root system is fine, I really want it to be way better. Like this is the, this is pretty, you guys. I can't wait to really pot this up, but as you can see, there's very, very little roots. So to put this in soil now, for me, I think I would be too afraid. I have to leave it in water, and hopefully it'll give me more roots. Now, so those were the peperomias. Now I'm going to show you the Aglanema. This broke off of the plant that I had in Leca, and this had 0 roots. So I just dropped it in the water because I didn't want to take a chance in the hydroponics. So sometimes it's best to just go with the most minimal way to, grow your plants. And that was just the water propagation for me, just basic water propagation. And let me see if I can pull it out, because it's kind of tight in here how I have it. And I think this one is ready to pot up. Oh yeah, wait a minute, let me show you guys. A little root pouring for you guys. But look at that. I say that's ready to pot up. What you think? And it's just one planter, but it has so many leaves. What do you think? It is absolutely gorgeous. The roots are very, very healthy. Trying to really, I think I'm still going to wait because, let's see, it's a lot of roots, but I still want to, I'm going to wait. I'm going to trust my gut. I'm going to wait because I want it to be at least 2 inches. And even though it is very heavily rooted, and this is an Aglanema, and some Aglanemas don't do well in my collection. Under my care, I don't know why, or I have more trouble with some than I do with others, and honestly, I don't know why. I'm treating them literally all the same, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe some need a little bit more special attention than others. I don't know. Usually the green variety, which I'm surprised I was having problems with this, usually the all green type varieties for me has been my easiest one. So what's going on with you? Why can't we be friends? I want to be your friend. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad that it's grown roots, so we'll see. Now, before we end this, and I know this may be lengthy, I knew it was going to be lengthy because I had a lot of things I wanted to show you and talk about, but I have like a couple of more things that I want to show you before we end this video. So if you're still hanging in there with me, bless you. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's just come along and hurry up and finish this video, right? All right. Okay, you guys. So sorry about the light if it's hard to see. It looks like it may be, but anyway, not here really for me. We're about the plant. So if y'all remember me putting this trellis up above my bed, and as you can see, this is my neon pothos, which is still full. It has been growing, but just not as vigorously as my heartleaf philodendron that you see that's come all the way across here. But I am excited and happy to see that it's finally starting to grow long enough where I am able to attach it to the trellis, and it's kind of mixing nicely with the green. So let me give you guys a close-up. So you can see right here, you guys, how nicely it is growing. I just really can't wait for it to travel its way all the way across. But if this just gives you an idea of what I'm really going for, I'm really going for that mix of the dark green with the beautiful lighter color green, and to kind of like really cover this trellis up. I know it's going to take some time and some years, so I can wait, but look at this. That is beautiful, isn't it? Love that. It's some of the leaves is giving me subtle touches of the dark color. So very cool. And like I said, it's very full, still beautiful. Just can't wait for it to really extend itself. But that is an update because it wasn't even on the trellis. So super excited about that. Over here, you guys, I wanted to show you because I had my Peperomia prostrata hanging right here in this area and it wasn't doing anything. I was hoping that the leaves would get dark, go back to being dark, beautiful, or whatever, but it did not happen. But what I did notice, you guys from the mistletoe cactus, thanks for those of you who kind of like ID'd this for me because I wasn't 100% sure, because usually mistletoe cactus, the ones I've seen so far, didn't have like really, I guess, the fuzzy tips on it like this. But anyway, I moved it in here because they need bright indirect light, but not as much light as what the light is coming into my sunroom, and it was starting to crisp up. So starting to do a lot of that. And so I brought it in here, and believe it or not, it loves it in here actually. And it's just been growing. Look at it, it's beautiful, you guys. I'm so glad I brought it in here because I think it would have fried in my sunroom. I really do. And it's really starting to, look at that. So beautiful, so dainty. And like I said, I have it over here hanging a little bit over my TV, but it's very beautiful. It's happy, so I don't plan on moving this at all, no time soon. So yeah. Okay, I hope I closed the blind so you can kind of like see. My focus, believe it or not, is not on this beautiful Cebu blue, even though it is quite beautiful. My focus, you guys, is actually what's above me. And this is the beautiful Peperomia scandens, just the regular version, you guys. And I am loving it. Look how it is growing so wild and so vigorously. It's so wild, you guys, till it's like literally reaching all over the place on my macrame. Till if I was to ever move it, you guys, I don't know what I would do. I think I would have to sacrifice a few stems just to get it free from here. But I really don't want to, because look how it's just providing me with that vibe. And the cool part about it is it's starting to, you know, peperomias, they don't give off significant blooms, but they do bloom is usually like these one little sticks and things. And so I've noticed so far it has given me the little bloom here, and then there's like, I think one. I know you're not going to be able to see it from here, but there's one right here. And it's just giving me a sign that it's happy. It's been continuously growing. One of my heart treasured plants, and the reason why is because I do love peperomias, but I think it's very beautiful because of the heart-shaped leaves. I think it's very unique, and even though it is growing, the leaves aren't as big as what they were, and I don't care about that. I just mainly care about the beautifulness of the plant. So let me just give y'all a closer look at this baby. It's trying to also hook onto my Hoya Crinkle 8 that I have over here, but let me give you a closer look. Guys, isn't it beautiful? Look how full and lush it is. I mean, it's just wild. See how wild it's just growing so freely, loving life. And who could get mad at anybody that's loving that? And look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. So this pretty much wraps up this video, you guys. I know it's been long. I'm gonna try to shorten it as much as I possibly can for you guys, so it won't seem so much. But you know, let me know what updates you have going in your home. Comment below. Actually, Let me know if y'all like seeing Planty updates. And also too, I noticed that some of the places, like we're in my bedroom right now looking at these plants, but I haven't really did, I think, an in-house plant tour since I think fall. So please, if y'all would like for me to do another in-house for summertime or whatever the case is, you know, comment, please let me know. But yeah, this pretty much wraps it up, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Keep in mind, if you love foliage as much as I do, and you love listening to Planty things, subscribe to this channel, like and share, push thumbs up, please, to get my channel out there. That really helps me. And I love communicating with you guys. So, you know, please comment. I try to respond to each and every last one of you. I promise. But for the most part, you guys, enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye.